Channel 12 Sports presents coverage of high school gymnastics. Tonight, a Northwest Suburban Conference meet between Osseo Fridley and Maple Grove. From Maple Grove High School, John Jacobson along with Debbie Rasmussen. And Debbie, both of these teams coming off a long holiday break, haven't had any meet competition in about 3 weeks. So coaches say, you might see a little rust here as they get back into competition. But now an important part of the season, a month to go before they get ready for sections.
Absolutely. And even though the break is nice because you don't have those pressures of the competition, now you got to get back into it. You've had 3 weeks. They practice every day, even though they're still, not competing. But now we need to get in competition mode. We need to perfect all of our routines. We need to polish the new skills that we've learned and get ready for sectionals because they're just around the corner.
Osseo Fridley's high score has been 110, and Maple Grove's been 140. So they've got a chance to be a team that advances onto the state meet. They will battle Champlin Park in that Section 5 for the team title next month. So I know they're looking forward to that and having that opportunity. Champlin Park really good. We saw them last month, but this Crimson team is pretty special too.
Watching them warm-ups, they've got a lot of talent and a lot of depth on this team, and this could be a pretty big meet with those two. I mean, we've always talked about, how close meets when the teams are this close in the skill level that they have, how close meets can be at this stage of the game.
We will take a timeout, and we'll come back, and we'll get this one underway. Osseo Fridley against Maple Grove, Northwest Suburban Conference Gymnastics on Channel 12 in a moment.
$30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Welcome back to Maple Grove High School. John Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen, ready for our first event of the night between Osseo and Maple Grove. Maple Grove's varsity team up first. They will compete on the vault. Rachel Onenson will be the first gymnast. She'll be followed by Ashley Song, Alex Kara, Natalie Young, and Nadia Abid.
Great name for Nadia. Okay, that's really dating me, isn't it?
Nadia Komanich.
And you can even remember her name. Very impressive.
Rachel Islandson is a freshman. This is her lone varsity event. She's a vault competitor. High score this year to have an 8.25. We'll see how she gets Maple Grove started in the first event of the night. Always a little nerve-wracking to be the very first girl out there, isn't it?
Well, and then, I don't know if you noticed, she's starting in the doorway and stuff. So they're so used to vaulting in this situation. This is how they practice in the gym. So to her, it's not a big deal. But I'm looking at it like she's coming from the hallway.
We haven't done a meet over here at Maple Grove in a few years. And we can't forget about how this building or this was constructed, that it wasn't meant for a vault or wasn't measured right for a vault. Anyway, we're underway, and there's Rachel's first vault of the night.
She's starting off with a half on, half off. She had beautiful body position and great form on that. So you'll see her, she does her half on, blocks, half off. Tiny little step on the ending there. That should be a pretty good score for their first vaulter up tonight. This isn't the only school that we've seen when they have to vault from the hallway. Seems as the vaults get harder, you need to run a little faster, a little farther.
Rachel's first vault scored an 8.1.
Second vault, again, just a very nice vault. She had great body position, a smaller step on that landing as well. You always want that first person up on your event just to be a solid on the event, and that's what they have here. She traveled a little bit farther, a little greater distance on the after flight on that, so I think she should score pretty well on that too.
Scores an 8.2, so a tenth of a point higher for Rachel's second vault. Now sophomore Ashley Song will be up next.
Doing the same vault, a nice half on, half off. Again, she has, when judges are looking at the vault, they are looking for body position, arm position. They want to make sure there's not a bend in the arm and the body is straight from fingertips to toes. Small step on the landing. She, again, should get a pretty good score on that. With this particular vault, you want it to be clean and crisp, so that half onto the vault and then very little time spent with your hands on the vault. Good block and a nice half twist off to a real strong landing.
Scores an 8.025, and here's Ashley's second vault.
Beautiful second vault. Nailed the landing on that. Good job.
And the routines of the vaults that aren't as don't have the difficulty of the other ones, you've got to make sure you land it clean. You're not going to get this as high a potentially score because of the lack of difficulty, but less difficult than some of the others.
Exactly. Every vault has a starting value to it, and the more difficult the vault, obviously, the higher the value. So you're right. On these particular vaults, you need them to be clean with having a nice, we call it a stick landing, no steps, great body position, shoulders aren't too forward, you're not too far back. And in this particular vault, I mean, it's done in 15 seconds, so you want to make sure that you leave a good lasting impression on those judges, and that's why the stick landing is so important.
The second vault for Ashley Song scored her an 8.15. They changed the pads a little bit to the end. Now they're Coach Hoover is adjusting the vault itself as well before we get ready for Alex Cara to begin her first vault.
You know, the vaulting platform has changed over the last, I can't even remember how long ago when it used to be the pommel horse kind of vaults and stuff. And now with the level of difficulty and the height of gymnasts too, that vault can be adjusted, can go up or down to fit. There's not a, like the beam stays at the same height the whole time, but the bars in the vault can be adjusted to fit the gymnast. Now there's a gal under there, and I think she's just gonna try to be.
Well, it looks like she's trying. There's another pad they're trying to put on there. Put on the front there, but not cooperating.
Right.
Look at Shannon Hoover, now in her 5th year as head coach at Maple Grove. She's had teams, most of her teams up until this year have had several girls that are all kind of even. So this year's a little more difference between the top elite gymnasts and some of the other ones. Well, that sounds good. He said, we don't have quite the depth that we had in years past. So if you have an injury, it's going to really affect their team score.
And you want to be able to, there's 5 girls on every event, and the first 1 or 2, you hope that you'll have 1 or 2 on the JV team that could step in if they need to. If you say there is an injury and someone needs to sit out for a couple of meets, and why the one end, we saw some of the girls this afternoon, they're exceptional and they have really strong levels of difficulty. When you have that disparity between the JV and the varsity, you really hope for healthy girls all year long.
All right, the wait is over finally for Alex Cara, and here's the first of her 2 vaults.
Doing a Sukahara vault, which is a half twist on and a back flip off, and unfortunately it looks like she landed a little low from what we saw. It's hard to take a look at the replay here. Here's her half twist on. She does that back flip and doesn't quite make it all the way around to her feet, and they will be a fairly, they gave her a 0 for, okay.
And the reason for a 0 is what usually?
Usually it's if she didn't execute the vault or if she called a wrong vault, but I'm surprised. You know what? I'm gonna have to check just for the fact that she did. She landed on her knees and stuff. She did make the back flip all the way around. I would think that would be considered more of a fall, but maybe in this case, looks like the coach might be headed over there. Just because she completed the vault but didn't land on her feet, so that's possible. She's going to switch it up here to have fun, half off, beautifully done. And the beauty of that is that she can throw that first vault. Had she made it all the way around, she would have got, a pretty decent score. But now that this score is going to count, they go back to the safe vault, which was exceptional. We'll try to get a clarification during break as to
Why the first one?
why the first one was a
Yeah.
0. I mean, we've seen that done before where they don't make it all the way around, but they would be more considered a fall.
8.6 was the score that Alex Kara got for that second successful vault.
There's a possibility that it might have been kind of an exhibition kind of thing. Let's just throw it the first vault, see how it goes, knowing that they really weren't going to score it. That could be a possibility. They really increased the crash pad, and you can only have so many, so maybe that could be a possibility, but we'll figure it out. Homework for you, John.
All right. Natalie Young is our fourth Maple Grove gymnast. Like Alex Kerr, she's one of the captains for this Crimson Gymnastics team. Natalie's a senior, second year as a captain.
We watched her in warm-ups do a Yurchenko, which sometimes she'll add that extra back flip on that, but here she does a round-up back handspring onto the vault platform with a half twist off. Here you'll see that back handspring, block, beautiful half twist, nice body position, small step. During the warm-up, she was throwing the Yurchenko, which I said is adding a back flip onto that. Not having a lot of success standing it up, and so maybe that's why they've chosen to go with the less difficult, but still should pull a pretty good score.
Natalie's score of 8.325 for her first vault. Here's her second vault.
Again, adding that half twist on the end there. Nice job. You certainly don't want to, at this stage of the game, risk an injury if the gymnast isn't comfortable throwing that the more difficult one. So you keep plugging away in practice. They have about 3-4 weeks before she has to really be in tip-top shape to throw that.
And her second vault's an 8.15, so her first vault will be the one that'll be scored. Their fifth gymnast is an 8th grader, Nadia Bid, an all-around competitor for Maple Grove. First-year high school competitor, came out of club gymnastics, and her high score on the vault this year, a 9.35.
She, too, is throwing the vault called the Yurchenko. Let's see if she does this also. Very nice. You could tell she was happy with that one. Again, that's doing a round up back handspring onto the vaulting platform, block back flip. Take a look at that again. You'll see the coach is in there to spot her. Didn't touch her. There won't be a deduction. He can stand there. If he were to help her or touch her, then for sure there would be, the deduction. And in this stage of the game, she's only going to throw the one vault. They're happy and satisfied with that. You don't have to do two. They'll definitely count just the one score, and it was a good one.
9.1, the score for Nadia Bid's lone vault. So we will take a break. We'll come back. Osseo Fridley up next on the vault. We continue with our coverage of high school gymnastics on Channel 12.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
30
John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen back at Maple Grove. We'll get our first look at Osseo Fridley tonight. They will compete on the vault with this lineup: Katie Edwards, Rachel Holly, Abby Walters, Isabel Nocton, and Laura Payne. Now look at Tammy Hoff, head coach at Osseo Fridley. It's been a combined program for the last several years, about half and half, Osseo and Fridley girls. And as Katie Edwards gets the first vault.
I love the fact that a lot of these schools will co-op together to keep the program alive, and I think that's just really important. Gymnastics is a good sport for lots of various reasons, team, camaraderie. It's just nice when we see schools that do co-op to keep programs going. Any sport, actually.
Both of these head coaches tonight, Deb, competed in District 279. Tammy was a gymnast, a 6.9 score, by the way, for Katie Edwards' first vault. We'll look at her second.
Definitely a better vault on the second. She had great body position and stood that vault up on the back side of it, so very good. You'll see she does a handspring, nice block, nice landing.
Tammy Hoff, as I was starting to say, was a gymnast at Park Center, competed for Coach Bruce Smith over there.
Very
and
good.
Shannon Hoover was a gymnast at Osseo back in the day.
Wow, I just love when kids come back. Kids, they're okay, I am old. But when, athletes come back to coach in a sport that has obviously brought them a lot of love for the sport and life, and they come back and give back, I think it's great.
Katie Edwards' second vault was scored higher, as you would expect it, a 7.3, as Rachel Holly's first vault is complete.
Rachel doing a half on. Nice run, good body position on that. You see right here, she's got her half on. Nice block, good landing.
One more coming for Rachel. She is a sophomore, fourth year on the team.
Another very nice vault for her.
First one was a 7.5. We'll wait a moment for second vault score.
She does her half twist on, good block, solid landing. Do you have the stats on how many girls are Osseo and how many are Fridley? Or is that putting you on the spot?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's pretty close. 7.55, by the way, on Rachel's second vault. Look at Abby Walters in her first vault. More Osseo tonight than Fridley, in part because there are 5 gymnasts who are from Fridley are competing today and tonight in the youth and government event over at Fridley High School. So those girls aren't here tonight. So more Osseo this evening. Including Abby Walters, her second year, and captain of the team.
Abby doing a handspring vault.
7.075 in her first vault.
Nice body position, a slight bend in the legs, but other than that, good vault for her. There's always that little reassurance when your coach is standing there. If you get stuck or, the landing's not going to go quite as planned, they can pop in there and switch things around. And again, there is no deduction for the coach as long as they don't touch the gymnast.
Second vault, a 7.25 for Abby Walters. And now Isabel Nocton. Isabel is a senior from Fridley High School, another of the captains.
Doing a vault, a half on, half off. You'll see there, beautiful body position for her. Nice landing and just a small step on that. Coach seems pretty happy with that as well.
Waiting for a score on Isabel's first vault. Judges are conferring to talk about exactly what they saw or didn't see on that vault.
You can hear the applause in the background. We should let people know that while the varsity girls are competing on one event, the JV girls are competing on the other. And Maple Grove's JV team is on the bars right now.
7.85 on Isabel's first vault, and here's her second.
Nice vault. She was able to get that half twist a little bit farther around on the pre-fright. You'll tell here that she actually makes that half twist. Yeah, the first vault was a little bit short. Nice half twist off, and again, a good strong landing.
Laura Payne, the fifth and final gymnast to compete. Although I've gotten used to it in the years at Maple Grove, it's always interesting watching the people in the background in the hallway during the vault.
Kind of hanging out
Right.
there.
8.1 on the second vault for Isabel Nocton there. Laura Payne's first vault, a nice one.
She does a beautiful front handspring, great body position, nice block, just that little step on the landing. Again, judges are looking for the distance on the after flight. Looks like in her warm-up there, she might add a little bit of a twist to this vault. So she does a very nice, clean front handspring, and let's see if she adds that twist, which will increase the difficulty of this.
The first vault to 7.95, the second now for Laura Payne.
Looks like she was going to do a handspring half twist there. Had a lot of momentum, so she just kind of over-rotated and took a few extra steps on that landing. You'll see here, great body position on this nice block. Every step is that a little bit of a deduction. Bigger steps are bigger deductions. And, you know, over the past years, we've seen meets that have been won by stuck landings or lost by just a few tenths because of steps after the dismount. And that's on every event. So you really want to make sure that it is as clean as possible.
Second vault was a 7.7 for Laura Payne. We'll take a break through our first full rotation. Next up, Osseo Fridley on the bars when we continue with our coverage of high school gymnastics on Channel 12.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Osseo Fridley completing their warm-ups before we begin their competition part of the uneven bars. There's a score through the vault. Maple Grove 34.225 to 30.9 for Osseo Fridley. The five competitors for Osseo Fridley on the bars will be Rachel Holly, Abby Walters, Zoe Waldron, Katie Edwards, and Laura Payne.
We should clarify real quick to the viewers that the reason that gal got a 0 on the vault was because she didn't land on her feet on that vault.
That was on the first vault for Alex Cara.
Right, sorry about that. This is probably the toughest event if you have a team that might not be as strong, because you can't really, it's harder to do the difficulty. It takes such a great amount of strength, upper body strength, abdominal strength. Whereas on the balance beam, maybe you don't have the tumbling tricks, but if you have beautiful dance, you can get that difficulty. This particular event is a little bit harder to do that in. the weighting. You can see the two judges off to the left there. They're tallying the scores.
Abby Walters will be up next, as you see judges working on the score for Rachel Holly.
You would think that maybe the score would be a little bit quicker to come by because she had less in the routine, but I think that's almost even harder to judge because usually when you get into certain levels on the varsity, they're going to have all the requirements and things that they need. And in this particular one, you know, she's starting at a much lesser value minus some of the requirements. I think there's a little bit more difficulty in trying to figure out what that score would be.
And the 2.75 is her score. Now Abby Walters. Coach Hoff told me it's also a competitive figure skater. She said her background in figure skating really helps her with the advanced jumps and turns, more so on the beam and the floor than on the bar. But an interesting second sport, you know, competitive figure skating.
Yes, exactly. And again, like we said, this is a tough event. If you, you know, and we don't know the 5 girls that aren't here tonight. It's very well possible that they could have been some of their bar competitors, and then you're just trying to get girls to put together a routine and get a nice score on that.
Zoe Waldron will be up next.
The National Figure Skating Championships are coming to Minnesota this year. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I'll be going.
Well, tell me all about it.
I'm sure, you know, Michelle Kwan and I will be hanging out. Little Tara Lipinski. Yep. I just think that's a second favorite Olympic sport to watch other than gymnastics. That's my first.
Score of 4.55 for Abby Walters. Now here's Zoe Waldron. This is her first year on the team. No background in gymnastics at all.
Boy, I have to tell you, for her first year with no background, she's doing a great routine. This is a tough event.
Coach says she's fearless, which is a wonderful attribute to the team. I imagine, especially in beam and bars, that would be true.
Absolutely. And I got to say something from someone who owns a hair salon, loving the hair color. Good job.
Look at part of Zoe's routine again.
Seriously, that she has never done gymnastics before. Incredible. This is a tough event. It wouldn't be one that I would pick. It wasn't one of my favorites when I was back in the day, so great routine for her. That cast to straddle dismount is actually quite scary when you're up on that high bar, and she did a beautiful job on that.
Score of 3.9, and next up is Katie Edwards.
Okay, starting off with a glide kick. Didn't quite make it all the way up there. Doing 2 back hip circles. Squat on. Nice long hang back pullover.
Another gymnast came in with no experience this year, new to the team, an Osseo high school student.
That is a pretty big dismount for someone who's never had any experience. She does a tuck flyaway. It was beautiful. She just over-rotated a little bit and ended up falling down on that, but still very impressive. This by far is the hardest event to just jump into. So hats off to the gals and the coaches. You see there, almost got too much height on that one. Nice job though.
Laura Payne will be their 5th competitor. She is on all 4 of the events for Osseo Fridley. And score of 3.65.
She did have some deductions for those falls, so add an extra point to that without those, and that was a very nice routine without those. And 2 long hang kips here on the high bar, casting back. Double swing, fly away. Beautiful job. Boy, she stood that straight up on that nice height on that flyaway dismount. Checking back hip circle. She goes right to a squat on. These are called long hang kips. Cast right to the second one. Nice pass, body swing, and gets ready for that flyaway. Nice job.
We'll hold on for a moment to wait to Laura's score before we go to break. Maple Grove will be up next. They're junior varsity right now, finishing up on the vault.
Looks like they're just about ready for that. Looks like the Osseo Fridley team too. I know that some of the girls aren't here, but it looks like they have lots of team camaraderie when you join 2, which normally would be rival schools together to make one team. I think that's pretty amazing when they come together.
A mix of schools or students that are still middle school or junior high with the high school kids, and that's always a challenge in any sport. I think you see probably more in gymnastics than most other sports. The high score for Osseo Fridley came right there on the final event of the day, and 6.15 score for Laura Payne, final vault or final bars competitor, I should say, and a nice score for her. It's her best score of the year.
That was good.
We'll take a break and come back with more of our meet from Maple Grove in a moment. Stay with us.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We are back at Maple Grove High School. If you wonder why we have moved to the balance beam from Maple Grove's portion of the bars, they were on their warm-ups a few moments ago, and that's the end result of what happened. This is a look at about 5 minutes ago. Natalie Young was doing her warm-ups. Coach Jason Bell was spotting for her, and this looks very scary. Watch what happens. Nobody seriously hurt at all, or really hurt at all. Natalie comes down. Jason's leg and arm getting caught under there, but Coach Bell is okay. Natalie Young shaken up, but she was okay. Trainer came over and looked at her, and looks like Natalie's going to compete coming up on the beam. So that is good to see, but that piece of apparatus is inoperational for the rest of the night. So they get no score at all, and so that's the reason for our team score being as it is. Osseo Fridley now with 2 events that they've been scored for. Maple Grove with just the vault. They won't get a bar score for no fault of their own, and we'll move on to the beam. But
right.
Scary to see that.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even a part of it, and I'm still a little bit shaking, but hats off to that coach. He got in there, and not only did he grab the gymnast, but he also was able to kind of bring the bars down to a rest. He got a little tangled up in between them, but that is the sign of a very experienced spotter. And, his first priority was to the safety of that gymnast, and you can't plan for stuff like that. So exceptional job for that.
Jason's in his first year with this program. He's previously been a coach and was a competitor in the state of North Dakota back in the day, but coached there. But first-year spotting with this Maple Grove program, works at Gleason's Gymnastics in Maple Grove along with head coach Hoover. So now we are ready for the actual competition, and I don't think the beam is going to collapse. At least we hope not.
We hope
Right.
not.
Ashley Song will lead off the Crimson lineup. She's like,
ready to
I
go.
don't want to be the first one.
That was like a big gasp from the whole crowd, and we're just glad that everybody is okay. It was a scary situation, and turned out with the best possible results. But no bars tonight.
We'll talk about the challenges of the balance beam, Deb, and what the girls have to traverse.
First and foremost, they have to get onto a piece of equipment after one just fell over. But like you said, the beam's a little bit more sturdy. We are looking at the balance beam. It is 4 inches wide and 4 feet off the ground. It's about the width of one of these girls' feet. You'll see that they will be doing various combinations. For example, there is hang on, oh darn, she just lost a little bit of balance. They will be doing an acrobatic series, acrobatic dance series. Full turns are required on the balance beam. Jumps, leaps, changes of direction, all are important while trying to maintain your balance on this 4-inch wide piece of equipment. Beautiful dismount for her. She does a cartwheel back full twist. She did have the one fall. Falls do cost a half a point, 5/10. But other than that, this was a beautiful routine. Here she goes into a front walkover, immediately swings into that round off, and she's just off balance a little bit. This dismount couldn't have been any better. Cartwheel, full twist, back flip, beautiful landing. She probably has one of the toughest positions after that, watching the bars fall and your girls are okay and everything. But all of a sudden you have to go to the balance beam, which is the most nerve-wracking event of the entire competition. She did a great job.
Sophia Thompson, senior, will be up next. Her high score on the beam this year, an 8.875. Had major knee surgery and was not even going to do gymnastics, but got talked into coming back to the team. Been a great leader and role model for this team. Moved here from North Dakota just this fall, just in time for this school year.
Wow.
So her first year, needless to say, on the Crimson team. And we'll get to see her in just a moment as we await the score for Ashley Song on the beam.
The knee brace, believe it or not, would seem kind of cumbersome, but I think the way things are made, it's so lightweight and doesn't really, you get so used to working out with it that it doesn't even faze you that it's there.
7.85, a very solid first score for Maple Grove, turned in by Ashley Song. And now Sophia Thompson.
Cartwheel. Looks like she's gonna maybe do a little second attempt. If you see that foot swings through there and without touching goes right into that, and that would be her acrobatic series, cartwheel into round off. Just unfortunately she was off on that round off. Not hard enough to land on one foot on this balance beam, let alone two at the same time. Nice switch leap, nice height on that. Beautiful back flip on the beam. Nice little jump series there, adding a half twist to that, which adds a little bit more difficulty. 2 beautiful straddle jumps. You'll hear the bell there, which means she has 10 seconds to dismount. And actually does a back handspring, back flip. I don't know if she's going to get credit for that. You have a minute and a half to get off the beam. That first bell gives you a 10-second. There's that beautiful back flip. But maybe because she was in flight when that double bell went off. Very nice dismount, back handspring, back layout.
I mentioned her best score this year has been an 8.875. And we'll see how this one scores for her. Alex Carroll will be up next for the Crimson. I mentioned this Maple Grove team with an opportunity not only to get girls to state next month, but perhaps their team. I think Champlain Park, you'd probably say, is still the favorite. Their scores overall have been higher, but you never know. You get an injury or you just have an off night. Maple Grove hits everything. They're close enough where the Crimson would have a chance.
They could definitely do that, and that's where this event comes into play. Usually the team that can put 5 for 5 up on a scoreboard does very well. If the teams are that close, you'll usually find the team that does the best on the balance beam wins the meet. That might be a fun meet to, do for Cable 12. Section, Maple Grove, Champlain Park.
I think we have section hockey that night then. And as a former hockey mom, you should appreciate that. I can always get you with that.
Yes, you can. However, I'm not a hockey mom anymore. Once a hockey mom, always a hockey mom, right? I tried for the gymnastics. It just didn't work.
Still waiting for a score for Sophia Thompson as Alex Cara patiently waits her turn.
We've talked about it many times, but this is the worst event to have to be in the waiting stage. When you're doing balance beam, you're mentally prepared. You want to get up there, do your routine, and get off. And when you have to sit there and think for a little bit, it's a little nerve-wracking. Looks like I believe they did give her credit for the back handspring back layout.
And she scored an 8.3. Alex Carr's been given the go-ahead, and now we'll see her up on the beam.
Beautiful full turn. That is a requirement on the balance beam. She's a very pretty gymnast to watch. She's got great dance. Solid leaps, all done above a hip level, adding a twist to that second one. There's her cartwheel. They swing that foot through, connect it with the round off. Beautifully done. Usually we have the JV Floor X music going in the background. It's a little quiet in here. Nice leap series there. Excellent. And that is called a gainer dismount. That was my dismount back in the day, so I watched her warm up. I was very excited for it. Yeah, you kind of swing your foot to the side. You'll see here, this is gorgeous. Cartwheel swings that foot right through, goes right to that round off, lands both feet. Tiny little bounce check, but still should score well. And here's that dismount. She kicks, back flip, off to the side. She makes it look incredibly easy. And I can tell you that it's not. It's a little, it's a scary dismount.
Executed very well by Alex Cara. Nadia Bidd will be next, and then Natalie Young. Close out the beam tonight for Maple Grove. As I mentioned, the team's coming back into competition for the first time in weeks since December 17th or 18th. So even though you've been at some practices since then, it's a little different when you get back into competition, and every little fall does count and make a difference.
Falls and bobbles and steps, and it doesn't, it doesn't take much to be off that balance beam before you know it. But hopefully what they do during the 3 weeks they practice is the repetition. You want to be able to do, 10, 12 beam routines in a day, but yet still take the time to work on some new skills and perfect some things in the beam routine. But beam, you need consistency, routine after routine after routine. So when you get to the competition phase of this, it's just another day in the gym doing a beam routine, and you try to hope that the nerves aren't so bad. And I got to say, this Maple Grove team is really pulled together nicely considering everything that just happened.
Alex Kara scored an 8.8, and now Nadia Bid, we saw her on the vault, score a 9.1. Her high score on the beam this year, 8.75.
Beautiful full twisting tuck jump. Unfortunately, just that right shoulder dipped a little, and she wasn't able to save that. 3/4 twisting jump, solid. Back handspring, right into back walkover. Nice job. Saw her warming up a back flip here. Let's see. Beautiful. It's hard to believe she's just an 8th grader.
Really recovered nicely from that fall early in the routine.
It's a tough deal, but like you said, she's come back strong. Beautiful round off back layout. Solid landing on that. Very good. Seems pretty happy. There's the back handspring right into the back walkover. You want to make sure that your body continues to move, that there's not a stop. And even though she had a little bit of a bobble, she was able to do that. This was just perfect. Round up back layout. Nice job. Kind of like on bars, beam is becoming that where one move has to flow right into the next, to the next, to the next. When you're doing your acro series or your acro dance series, can't have any stops or hesitations.
Now look at Natalie Young, and we saw what happened to her in her warm-ups and the bars. Do we want to see it again? Yes. Why not? Let's take a look at it while we're waiting for the score for Nadia Bin. Again, this was about 25 minutes or so here in the gym. And
incredible. He actually took the weight of that bar on him, which I think really saved. And yes, everybody is okay. Look at the look on their face. I think they're both looking at each other. Did that really, really, really just happen?
And there it is.
Pretty incredible.
8.3 the score for Nadia Bid. And now Natalie Young will climb up on the beam, and here's her routine.
There's her cartwheel round up. Beautiful. Every gymnast on the beam will do that full turn. It is required. It's even a requirement in the Olympics when you get up there. You have to have that in there. Beautiful switch leap into twisting split jump. Kind of at this point, but it's hard to believe that she was on the bars when they came down. She's really put herself together here and done a great job getting ready for the dismount. Beautiful round up, back handspring, full twist, solid landing. Now she can breathe. That was amazing. I don't know if I'd have went back up after all. Right. That was a nice job for her. Here's that cartwheel, swings that foot through right into the round off. Gorgeous. And you'll see here she does round off, 2-foot landing, full twist, no step there. Good job. That should score very well. I think she should get an extra point just for continuing tonight. I would have went, got the Rice Krispie bar, sat down, and called it a day.
Hold on for a moment while they work on Natalie's score, and then we'll come back with Osseo on the balance beam.
Wonder if she's going to want to watch. I don't know if I
would
want to watch it. Yeah, I'm sure she will, but yeah. I think the coach might be a little sore tomorrow. He was pretty twisted.
Yeah, his leg twisted back there, his arm under the bar.
That could be on, you should send that into
Sports Center?
Yes,
top
like
10
top
play.
10 play of the week or whatever. That was insanely crazy.
They are still working on the score for Natalie Young. The top 3 scores so far have been turned in by Sophia Thompson at an 8-3, Alex Kara an 8-8, and Nadia Bid, who also had an 8-3, and this is going to score in the upper 8s, it looks like, perhaps low 9s, an 8-1, 8-9-5, and an 8-8-0, so an 8.875 for Natalie Young. Nicely done by the senior. We will take a timeout, and we will come back. Osseo Fridley up on the balance beam in a moment.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Osseo Fridley team completing its warm-ups on the balance beam. They will send Isabel Nocton, Katie Edwards, Cynthia Vang, Abby Walters, and Laura Payne up on the 4-inch beam to compete tonight.
Oh, now we got a touch warm-up over.
Isabel Nocton up first. We saw her early on tonight on the vault. Her score was the best for Osseo tonight, an 8.1 on the vault. And we'll get a chance to see her here on the beam.
In watching Osseo warm up, they might not have the tumbling difficulty, but they've got some great dance elements. Which sometimes the dance can score just as high as some of the tumbling. Got the Maple Grove Junior Varsity in the background there on the floor exercise. Nice.
So we are underway. Isabel's the first competitor. As I mentioned, she's a senior from Fridley. Second year doing full-time PSEO at North Hennepin. So she's got a good head start on college already and plans to do mission work, Coach says, after she graduates.
Oh, I love that. You know, my kids are old and graduated and whatever, but boy, if you have that opportunity where you can do that kind of thing and then you enter college as, you know, a sophomore.
Right, or
for the expense alone.
Sophomore, yes.
So all the kids out there should really take advantage of that if you have the opportunity. It's my general public service announcement for the night. Beautiful standing back flip dismount. And again, you'll see she might not have the tumbling, but she had beautiful dance, jumps and leaps, and a great dismount to that routine. As we talked about, the full turn that everybody has to do. Does a nice change of direction there. Gets ready for that back flip. Again, coach can stand there as long as she doesn't touch the gymnast. No deduction. Beautiful.
Katie Edwards, one of the all-rounders, coming up next for Osseo Fridley.
This is an event, too, where you have artistic freedom, I like to call it. It'd be like, you know, I mean, yes, there are a lot of requirements that you have to have, but you can really let your personality shine on here and on the floor with the little dance moves that you have in between all of the required elements of the routine. You usually find that if a gymnast is strong on the vault, they'll probably also be strong on the bars. If someone's strong on the floor, they'll be strong on the vault. And then you get lucky and they're strong on everything. In my case, I was more of an artistic gymnast. Did better on the beam and the
Beam
floor.
was your best event, right?
Beam was my best event. But vault, I did okay. Bars, not so much. I didn't have a lot of upper body strength. Having a little judges conference here, you can see the two of them working on a score. In scoring on the routines, the judges need to be within 5/10 of each other, or we have a conference, which we have here, and you can kind of compare their taking notes, looking at each other, trying to see what credit was given, what did you get score for this. So then we have the waiting game. Going over each move, figuring out if the connections were made, if the requirements were met. It's very loud for music.
It is, isn't it? A little overwhelming.
Yep.
Good, though. I liked it. It's upbeat.
Yeah.
All right, now we're ready for scores. We get set to watch Katie Edwards.
Nice, able to save that mount over there. A little bit of a balance check, but she hung on and right into a tuck jump. Nice split jump, wolf jump. Great height on those.
Isabel Nocton scored a 6.4 to start Osseo Fridley off on the beam.
Nice start for them.
Katie Edwards' top score in this event this year, a 6.2.
A little fall on that full turn. Twisting tuck jump. Oh, darn. Didn't quite. Trying desperately to hang on there. That's always hard when you have a couple of falls, and now we have to finish the routine. We'll get it all together here. Does it
almost slipped in the end there,
yeah.
too. When she did fall, but I mean, it looked like it was almost a full slip, which could have been dangerous, but she's okay.
Yep.
Big thing.
Beautiful jumps. You'll see, yep, you're right. That front foot. Sometimes, you know, the girls will put chalk on their feet or something to help that, because this beam is kind of, it's like has a suede kind of covering to it, and then it can be slippery. And we can, while we're waiting, get a chance to watch the JV team on Maple Grove.
Mm-hmm. This is the first year, by the way, we didn't talk about this tonight, that Maple Grove has had this, the gymnastics team has had this gym to themselves. For the whole time since the school opened in the fall of '96. They shared it with the wrestling team. They obviously have the whole gym for competitions, but during practice time, they'd have to split or have different times and things like that. Now wrestling has their own room across the hall here. They did an expansion on the building in the summer of classrooms and some of the other facilities, and so that was one of the benefits for both wrestling and gymnastics program.
That would be, yeah, because I mean, they couldn't be together, so probably one would get early practice, one would get late practice. It's not like you can you know, have guys wrestling on your floor X
Right.
and talk about pain to set that up and take that down all the time. That would be tough.
Cynthia Vang, first time we've seen her tonight. A score for 4.5, by the way, for Katie Edwards. So certainly those falls played a part on that score.
She would have definitely been up in the sixes without those.
Cynthia is a junior from Osseo, her second year on the team. One of the leaders of this team. Background in competitive dance. And it really has come into play, her coach said, more so on the floor, learning difficult leaps and jumps on the floor exercise, having that dance background.
Well, and that's the one thing that when we've watched the sport over the past couple of years is they're starting to award the difficulty for the dance moves as well as the tumbling gymnastics moves. So that's a nice to see that maybe you don't have the tumbling skills, but you got great dance. You can still have those high scores. That was a beautiful backflip dismount for her. Let's see here she does. Nice split leap, great height, twisting tuck jump, solid. Getting ready for that back flip. She's got great height on this. Nice landing. Good job.
Abby Walters will be up next for Osseo Fridley.
Hear the fans in the background. I have to say, this is the closest to the fans that we've.
They're right on top of us here, aren't
They're
they?
right behind us. They could probably provide their color. They've probably been to many gymnastics meets.
Score for Cynthia Vang of 6.55. And now Abby Walters.
Nice start. She has a great no-handed mount right into that wolf jump. Great height on that. Hang on. Ooh, 1.5 turn. Beautiful. Three-quarter twisting tuck jump. Hangs on to it. Full twisting jump. Very nice.
Second year for her as a captain for the Osseo Fridley team.
Beautiful split jump. Oh, darn. Another twisting tuck jump there for a great combination. And aerial round-off dismount. Just the one fall. Otherwise, this is a great example of where the dance elements can give you a really decent score along, even though she didn't have the acrobatic series on there. She had great leaps, jumps, turns, the combination. She had a twisting to all of them. The height was great. Did have the one fall, but otherwise, I thought it was a really nice routine.
Laura Payne will be the fifth and final competitor for Osseo Fridley.
Again, just waiting.
Maple Grove's junior varsity finishing up on the floor exercise. You could see in the background a moment ago. There we go. Now, did you have the shiny, sparkly sequins on your uniform back at Cooper in the day?
No, we didn't have. I would have loved that. We were just blue polyester with an orange V-neck. We'll have to dig up some old footage, John. I'm sure we have some.
6.75 the score for Abby Walters, so that's the best score they've had so far in their first Four girls and
you
now Laura
take
Payne.
that fall out of there, and that puts her in the 7. And again, that is where those dance elements would, be fabulous.
That was her high score for the year, though. It had been a 6.7. So anytime you can go up a little bit, Deb, as the season goes on, that's what you're building toward, to get as high a score as possible, and that what you want to have, come a month from now.
Exactly. Doing the unfortunate, did the round off and just slipped off the side. Love this. She does a twisting tuck jump to a backflip off the side. In doing this for this many years, when you come up with some real original things, I love to see that. And haven't seen the backflip off the side, I don't know when. And she does that twisting tuck jump, backflip. Nice job. Love it.
In Coach Tammy Hoff's notes about her girls, and almost all of them, it says something about either hard work or a great attitude or gives 100%. And that's when you're a coach, even if your girls don't have all the skills, no matter whatever the sport is, if you're the coach and they're working hard, that's all you can ask. And it certainly makes coaching a lot easier when you have girls or athletes that are willing to put in the work.
And as a former coach, I will tell you that you might not have the most talented team, but if you've got girls that come and give 110% and have great attitudes and great sportsmanship, fun season for you. I mean, it really is. And you want to see the girls, number one, have an incredible season just as a team, improve, learn some new skills, but you're building character in these girls. And even though, like with this Osseo team, probably, they don't have the difficulty, don't have the scores that some of the other teams that they're going to go up against, but they still come and they have a blast and they perform and they work hard. Awesome. I think that is awesome.
Score of 7.1 for Laura Payne, and that completes our third rotation for each team. We'll come back, floor exercise. We'll finish off our night. Osseo Fridley will be up next. We'll take a break and come back with more from Maple Grove High School in a moment.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
There's our score after three rotations. Osseo Fridley, 75.95 to 68.5 for Maple Grove. With one rotation left for each team, we will be up on the floor exercise as the 2-minute touch warm-up is complete. Cynthia Bang, Rachel Holly, Abby Walters, Isabel Nachton, and Laura Payne for Osseo Fridley.
We should point out, too, that Maple Grove is missing an entire event score.
Right. Yeah, they would have another roughly 30 points, or at least, that they didn't get anything for on the bars because of the collapse during warm-ups. So now, Cynthia Bang will lead things off here for Osseo Fridley.
This is the event where you hope that nothing, falls or... let's just have fun. This is a fun event. We start off the first tumbling pass, round off 2 back handsprings. Getting set up for her second tumbling pass. Push front walkover, round off back handspring. Again, you can see her dance coming out. She's a great dancer. She has good leaps and nice aerial cartwheel there. She prepares for her third and final tumbling pass. Two back handsprings, handstand forward roll. Good routine.
Cynthia Vang competed in 2 varsity events tonight, the beam and the floor.
Here's that first one. Just round up 2 back handsprings. This one, I call it a push front walkover. Some people call it a handspring walkout into round up back handspring. Beautiful split lead there. Final tumbling pass. Round off 2 back handsprings. Nice ending position.
Rachel Holly will be up next for Osseo Fridley.
As on the balance beam, the floor exercise has requirements too. You do have to throw in a full turn on, because you're not on a 4-inch piece of wood 4 feet off the ground. A lot of girls do 2. They do like a double turn instead. You have dance series requirements, acrobat series requirements. You need to do 3 tumbling passes. One of them needs to be in a forward tumbling direction, which most of the time you'll see that in the gymnast's second pass.
Cynthia Vang leading off for Osseo Fridley with a 7.325 score on the floor. And now Rachel Holly.
Same start to her floor routine with the round up 2 back handsprings. Beautiful handstand forward roll with straight arms. And twisting jumps, a split jump into a full twisting tuck jump. There is her second tumbling pass, forward direction. She does a punch front forward roll cartwheel. Love the originality of the back shoulder roll. You don't see that often. Final tumbling pass, round off 2 back handsprings. Move there called a Shushanova. It looks like it hurt, but it really doesn't. Beautifully done.
Good routine for Rachel Holly.
You'll see here, like I said, opens up with that round up 2 back handsprings. Great form on those. This one was beautiful. Nice high punch front. Way up forward roll right into that cartwheel. And then the final. Oh, there's the second one again. There's that punch front. And here comes the third one. I love when she's running. She's looking up at the sky, so she's going to get better height on that. That's good. And your final tumbling pass again, round up 2 back handsprings. Nice job. There's this big Shushanova. A move there was actually named after a Russian gymnast when it used to be just Russia. Elena Shushanova created that. Haven't seen that one in a while either.
And Rachel with her best score of the year in this event, a 7.05. So she saw a smile on her face a moment ago. And now we'll see Abby Walters.
Nice round off back flip into back roll. Doing her dance sequence. She's got a couple of jumps and leaps there. Punch front, forward roll cartwheel. There is her double twist into a full twisting tuck jump. Nice combination. Beautiful tumbling pass, round off the back handspring, back roll. Switch cartwheel into handstand forward roll. Very cute routine for her too. Again, maybe they don't have the difficulty in the tumbling, but the combinations with their twisting jumps and turns is what helping to, build pretty nice scores for them. There's a round up back flip, back roll.
And like we talked about earlier in the vault, if you're mostly executing what you're trying to do, you're going to get rewarded with scores that are reflective of your routine. And I think they've done that.
Yep, exactly. And they find out what the strengths of these girls are and they build on them. I have to say their leaps and jump series are great. They have great height. They're adding twisting elements to all of them. The connections are great. So we're seeing some pretty good scores here. Maybe we're not seeing the most difficult of the tumbling passes, but good scores for the dance elements.
Isabel Nocton will be up fourth. We'll wait for Abby Walter's score. And Abby Walters with a 6.90. Here's Isabel Nocton.
Opens up with a double turn. Round up back flip, nice height on that, goes immediately into that back roll. One and a half twisting jump to a 1.5 twisting tuck jump. Again, a great combination, executed very well. Nice punch front, almost lands that standing straight up. Great height. No-handed forward roll as she gets ready for her third and final tumbling pass. And again, round up back flip, tuck. Really nice routine for her. Oh, looks like she is hurt. I'm not quite sure. Looks like she's got a problem with her wrist,
which I already had taped up.
Taped up anyways, yeah. Boy, that was a way to finish that routine when you have an injury like that. Let's see if we can. Does that round out back flip into the back roll. Punch front, forward roll. You can tell there she wasn't putting a lot of weight on that finger when she was doing that cartwheel, and you can just kind of see in her face. So,
and then you got to finish out the routine knowing
it hurts.
What's going to hurt? Yeah.
It's one tough cookie. I'm over there seeing the trainer right now, so.
Laura Payne is the fifth and final competitor, 7.3 for Isabel Nocton. Oh, that was loud.
That's Hello Kitty loud. Round up back handspring back flip. Great height. Nice job. A twisting split jump, tuck jump. Round off straddle. Beautiful. Second tumbling pass, that punch front forward roll cartwheel with great height on that too. I love this music. Setting up for a final tumbling pass in the corner. Round off, 2 back handsprings. Little finishing position there. Good job. Very cute routine for her.
A good finish for Laura Payne and for Osseo Fridley.
Here's that round of back handspring back flip, and she almost lands that standing straight up. Great height on that. Same with this punch front here. Beautiful. Nice forward roll right into that cartwheel. Final tumbling pass round up, 2 back handsprings. And boom, finish. Good job. Nice routine, nice music.
Maple Grove's junior varsity finishing up on the balance beam.
Nice punch front for her.
We'll hold on for a moment for Laura Payne's score. Maple Grove will finish out tonight's meet. So it'll be 4 scores in the 7s that will go for Osseo Fridley, counting toward their team score.
I think they had a very good night tonight on Florex. I think they got some great scores, and they can just build from here, and they work on a little bit more difficult in their tumbling. Their dance is awesome, so I think they're very rewarded for those elements. Nice job.
7.325 for Laura Payne. So we'll take time out. We'll come back. Maple Grove varsity up on the floor exercise in a moment. We wrap up our meet from Maple Grove High School after this.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
John Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen. We are back at Maple Grove High School. The final rotation of the day will be Maple Grove on the floor exercise. And their lineup for the floor exercise: Ashley Song, Grace Dukeson, Alex Kira, Nadia Abid, and Natalie Young. Ashley Song tonight, an 8.15 early in the evening on the vault, and a 7.85 on the beam. Her high on the floor this year, an 8.775.
Just in watching this team in warm-ups, they are strong tumblers. And where the Osseo maybe didn't have the tumbling, these guys have it. They're, opens up with the round-up back handspring, 1.5 twist. Unfortunately, she will have a fall on that. Looks like her feet just slipped out from underneath her there. It's ready for second tumbling pass. Handspring front layout. Taking time here to slow things down just a little bit, kind of catch your breath as you get ready for that third and final tumbling pass, which can really, you have to be pretty well winded in order to make it through this floor routine. Even though it's only 1:30, it's an awful long time. Twisting jump series there. Tumbling pass. Round up 2 back handsprings into a full twist. Nice routine. You can see this first pass was absolutely beautiful. She does a 1.5 twist. She just under rotates a little bit and unfortunately has a little fall on there. And this is a great handspring front layout. Nice job. And ends that third pass. She puts a twist in that pass too. Round up back handspring, full twist. Nice job.
Grace Dukeson up next.
A little bit of a waiting game as we've had a little bit tonight.
This is Grace's lone varsity event. She's a freshman. High on the floor exercise this year in 8.4.
Like I said, it was fun to watch warm up. There's some pretty big skills out here on the floor.
Ashley Song's score goes as a 7.1. And now Grace Dukeson.
She had that fall on that first pass. You can probably add about 5 to maybe 7 or 8 tenths onto that routine normally. Very nice round up back handspring full twist. Great height on that. Double twisting tuck jump. Having a lot of fun with the choreography here. Front handspring layout, front flip. Heads to the corner for a third and final tumbling pass. Round off 2 back handsprings and a very nice back flip. And a cute choreographed routine.
Grace seems happy with that. Her teammates give her congratulations. We'll take a look at her routine again. A very strong opening pass.
Yep, she had, it was beautiful. Round up back handspring full twist. What you can't really appreciate and see, the height on that was great. And here's a wonderful handspring layout front. And again, she's tumbling about the height of her shoulders, which is a nice feat. She does round off again. Do you see how high that it was? Like she's just floating through the air. Round off 2 back handsprings into the back flip.
Alex Carroll will be the third Maple Grove competitor. Again, each of these teams with a handful of regular season dual conference meets remaining this month. About 5 left to go in the rest of January and early February, and then that section meet second week in February.
They used to have like an invitational. Is that before Christmas? I don't know. Like there was the
Champlain
big
Park
Faribault
had a
invitational.
little, the MGGAOA is tomorrow. I know Park Center is a team that's competing in that. 8.3 the score for Grace Dukeson on the floor.
Nice score for her.
Now Alex Carroll, who's been as high as 9.225 this year on the floor. 5th-year competitor on the Maple Grove team. Really made some big improvements through the years, and you're scoring in the nines, and you know it comes some way in your improvement.
Oh, absolutely. That was a great opening tumbling pass. Rana back handspring 1.5 twist, which is a blind landing, and she did it beautifully. Again, adding those 1.5 twists to the jumps increases that difficulty. Great combination for her. This should be her forward tumbling pass. Beautiful. Handspring, layout, front flip. Makes those split jumps so exceptional as she's actually in a full split, a 180. Shows a lot of flexibility. Brown up 2 back handsprings into a full twist. She has great form in her tumbling. We always have the straight legs, pointed toes. Very strong ending. Good routine for her.
That should score well.
Take a look at this opening pass. She does a 1.5 twist. It's a blind landing. She doesn't see where she is until her feet hit the ground. And again, another one of those gymnasts that stands. She's standing straight up. When she ends that, here's this handspring front layout. Very strong, nice form. Super body position. A lot of girls will open with Rana back handspring, 2 back handsprings into the full twist, and she ends with it. When you are the most tired at that third tumbling pass, judges like to see, and you get rewarded for having a routine or a pass that is difficult as your first 2.
Good finish tonight for Alex Kara in her meet. This will score in the 9s, a 9.15.
Beautiful scoring.
Nadia Bibb up next. Her high score this year, a 9.445. 9.475 rather on the floor.
Beautiful. Again, 1.5 full twist. Just floated into that landing. Very impressed that she is an 8th grader. She has a maturity about her gymnastics. It's tough to come by at this young age. She does a front handspring, 2 layouts. Solid landing. Nice twisting switch leap. Handstand double pirouette. Has great flexibility in her split leaps and jumps. Final tumbling pass. She does a 1.5 twist for her final pass, which is what she opened with. You can tell she is happy with that routine. Nice job.
Great job for Nadia Bibb.
Her last tumbling pass was as high as her first one. Here we look at that first one. 1.5 twist. Almost could have done a double twist there. She had so much height. This was beautiful. She does a handspring, 1 layout, 2 layout, boom. Again, solid landing. And the last one opens up or ends with that 1.5 twist. And again, the height, the form, everything is beautiful. Should be very happy with that.
Natalie Young, who definitely has the potential to go to state in this event this year. Her high score, a 9.6, will be the 5th competitor and the last competitor of the night for Maple Grove.
This is an event where she's just going to be able to enjoy herself now after the bar incident, a strong balance beam. Let's just have fun with this, and she's capable of throwing up a pretty big score. I wonder if she'll watch the replay.
I think probably she wasn't seriously hurt.
Right.
You'd watch it. If it's
Right.
something you were hurt, and then maybe not.
No.
But she came out relatively unscathed. Still waiting on the score here for Nadia Abid. That's a good one, 9.125.
I think it should have been a little higher, but I guess I'll keep that opinion to myself and all of the
Too
Cable
late.
12 listeners. I wanted a 9.4 out of that.
Well, Natalie Young. High energy right from the start.
Beautiful form. Round up back handspring, 1.5 twist. Probably one of my favorite things to see in floor routines is when a gymnast smiles, because then you know they're really having a lot of fun, and that's so important. 2 layout punch fronts. Into her leap series. Beautiful. Taking a little time to slow the music down, catch her breath as she gets ready for that final tumbling pass. Nice switch leap, kind of in a ring position. Round out 2 back handspring, full twist, solid landing. Very, very fun floor routine, executed beautifully. Nice job. This is a beautiful opening pass. Probably the best form on that 1.5 we've seen tonight. And this 2 punch fronts lay in the laid out position. Very difficult. Nice job. 2 back handsprings into the full twist for her final pass.
Should score very, very well. So hold on for a moment. Natalie Young will wait for her score.
Nice finish for Maple Grove. And they have really good hair. I'm loving, I'm loving the little team French braid on everybody. Love it.
And as I talked off camera before the meet tonight with Coach Hover, she was a little concerned about, again, how her girls would score tonight, having been off from competition for so long and not having much for practice during the holiday break. And 9.05. I thought that'd be a little higher for Natalie Young.
I agree.
Scores in the low 9s, not bad, but I thought it might be a little bit higher than that. But Coach Hoover's going to come over and talk to the judges. Why?
What in the heck?
Get a little
Can
higher
you
score than that.
explain it to me? I would be there too, because I thought both those last routines should have been higher than they were. So
right.
I think we should judge.
Well, you
good.
could. I don't think I qualified, but you could
know
do
what?
it.
You can. 20 years of doing this together, you can usually get pretty close to the score.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you, people. He is knowledgeable in the sport.
Well, it is interesting that the both coaches, both Coach Hoover and her daughter Sabrina, who's an assistant coach, are both going over and talking to the judges, I think, about, if not the last score, perhaps she mentioned the last 2 scores, saying, okay, what didn't our girls connect, or what did they get marked down for? And you want to know that as a coach, so you can go back to practice and say, okay, here's apparently in the judge's opinion what we're not doing right and we need to improve on. Of course, each meet's a little bit different depending on your judges, but you want to get an explanation and find out where your girls are getting marked down.
Absolutely, and it's one of those where me doing this for 27 years, I would have definitely scored the girls higher. So I'm not sure, what was missed, and they don't look real happy, the judges and stuff. But you can't really fight with them and everything. But you can point out things and maybe there was a missed connection or didn't complete a twist or something. But I thought both routines were exceptional, and I really feel they should have scored higher.
Right. Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back with our final team score of the night. Our meet is complete tonight at Maple Grove, and we'll be back to wrap things up after this timeout.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
We're back at Maple Grove High School and wrapping up tonight's meet between Maple Grove and Osseo Fridley. The final team score, Maple Grove winning 103.925 to 86.6 for Osseo. And again, no bars competition scored tonight. Osseo did compete on the uneven bars. Maple Grove, with that collapse of the bars that you saw earlier in the practice, in the warm-up, they weren't able to compete, so they just took away Osseo Fridley's scores. And so it's really 3 routines for each team, or 3 rotations, I should say, that are scored for each team, and that's the reason for the lower scores tonight than we normally see. So a little bit of a scary moment. Everybody's okay, but each of these teams able to get back into competition after some time off.
I just, in funny, not funny passing, but in 20-some years of doing this has never happened before.
Right.
We've never, wiped out an entire event and stuff. But first meet back after the long winter break, I think both teams did a good job. There's lots of room for cleaning up and doing some improvements, but I think they're on a great start to the end of their season. And with every week and every meet, you want to make sure that you're getting stronger and stronger for that section meet that's coming up in February.
So again, more Northwest Suburban Conference meets for each of these teams yet to come this season in the next month. And then that competition the second week in Section 5AA that will send the team and individuals onto the state meet in Minneapolis the week following. So that'll do it for our coverage tonight. One more high school gymnastics meet to come yet this winter on Channel 12. In a couple of weeks, we'll have a Lake Conference meet as Wayzata takes on Hopkins. That'll do it for our coverage tonight. From Maple Grove and for Debbie Rasmussen and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in tonight on 12 Sports.